Okay, so everyone's obsessed with the AI that writes poems or the chatbot that can plan your vacation,
Right, the flashy stuff.
but the actual measurable, bankable return on investment right now, it's in accounts payable.
Invoices. The ROI story of the year is invoices. So here's the thing. There's this MIT report, the Gen AI Divide, and it found that 95% of generative AI pilots fail to actually show up on a company's bottom line.
95%? That's a brutal number.
It is. But the 5% that work, they're clustered almost entirely in back office stuff: invoice matching, audit sampling, compliance reporting.
Which sounds boring.
Extremely boring. And that's kind of the whole point of the episode.
Because boring, it turns out, means deterministic. Clear rules, structured data, high volume. That's exactly the environment where an AI agent doesn't need to be creative, it just needs to be consistent.
Whereas sales and marketing, where more than half of enterprise AI budgets are actually going, by the way,
Wait, more than half?
more than half. And MIT found that's ironically the lowest ROI place to put the money.
Huh. So companies are spending on the sexy use case and getting the worst return.
Let's get into the actual mechanism, though, because I think this is where it gets interesting. Traditional AP automation, like OCR and RPA, the stuff companies have used for a decade.
Optical character recognition, robotic process automation.
Yeah. That tops out around 40 to 60% straight through processing, meaning most invoices still need a human to touch them.
And the reason it caps out there is because those older tools are template-based. New invoice format shows up, the system chokes.
Exactly. But agentic AI uses this thing called vision AI, which it's not matching a template, it's actually interpreting the layout, reading it more like a human would.
So it can pull a full line item table off a messy, multi-page invoice it's never seen before.
Right. And that gets you to 80, sometimes 95% straight through processing.
Okay, but here's the number that actually stopped me. Cost per invoice. Manual processing, average of like $13.50. Agentic automation? Under $3.
Wait, really? That's like an 80% cost cut?
Yeah, and processing time goes from, I think it was 17 days cycle time down to about 3.
10 times faster.
And the payback period on deploying this stuff is 4 to 8 months. 3-year ROI up to like 1,800%.
1,800% is not a typo.
It's not. And it's not magic. It's just duplicate payments get caught before they go out. Early payment discounts get captured instead of missed. It's blocking and tackling at scale without getting tired.
Okay, loop that back to auditing though, because I think that's actually the more dramatic version of the same story.
Right. So traditionally, an audit means sampling. You pull a few hundred transactions out of tens of thousands and hope the sample's representative.
Which is, it's a compromise. Nobody thinks sampling is ideal. It's just what was humanly possible.
Exactly. And there's this startup, Turgle, Y Combinator backed, where the verification agent it checks 100% of transactions continuously, no sampling at all.
So the human's job stops being go find the errors and becomes
Review the exceptions the agent already flagged. The human moves from doer to supervisor.
which honestly sounds like it should terrify the Big Four a little.
A little, yeah.
So what does this actually mean going forward? I think it reframes where companies should even be looking for AI ROI.
Yeah, if I'm a CFO listening to this, the takeaway isn't buy a chatbot. It's go look at your ugliest, most repetitive, rules-based process. And that's probably where the actual money is.
And there's a governance angle too. This SAP and Oxford Annonomics study found expected ROI from agentic AI is projected to go from like 4.3 million to 17.6 million per company in 2 years.
But, and this is the catch, only 3% of businesses said they were actually prepared to deploy it responsibly.
Right, So the opportunity's real, but most companies aren't set up to grab it yet.
Which is sort of the whole tension of this episode. The technology's ready, the rules-based boring stuff is ready. Organizations, mostly, are not.
I'm Nova.
And I'm Alex.
And this is Code and Cosmos.